What's up? How is everybody? Hope you had a good last few days since we were last together on Wednesday evening. There have been developments. There have been rumors. There are things to be discussed. And discuss them we shall. However, before we do that, first, everyone needs to hit the like button. Then you grab that sip and or light that smoke. And just lean on back and relax. Because it's time to reward ourselves with that nerdy talk right here on that Saturday Night Chill. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to this Saturday evening here on the YouTubes, here in the basement. How is everybody today? Who we got up in here? We got Prez, Griff, Brooke, Notice, and David. Nice. Good evening, y'all. How is everybody? How the hell are you? I am doing okay. Is everyone ready for Mother's Day tomorrow? That's the big question. I am. I am prepared. The present is purchased. The plans are set. We are good to go. Hey, Mur. Happy Mother's Day early. Rob, what's up, man? How are things out in the Vegas? Ah, that one dude is back. What's going on, man? Skibbity-doo bop da bop. Pretty good overall? Good to hear, man. Your mom been ready for Mother's Day. She just keeps asking you what it got. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I knew what you. Yeah, I got you. I got you, man. I got you. I'm all right, man. How you doing? Actually, from Wally World the other day. I can make it blink because of my man boot. Isn't that sick, though? $9, bro. 9. That's it. Doing good? Good. Game of Thrones already past season 5. Well, you're almost to the alleged end of the good stuff. There, Brooke. I was rewatching House of the Dragon season 1. Yeah, I watched it a couple months or so ago. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna rewatch it or not. You really don't do Mother's Day? Okay. I have not yet decided if I'm going to the theater for that one, dude. I mean, I want to, but, you know, life. Yeah, so, good news. If you've never seen the Punisher symbol blink before, now you have. You're welcome. Yeah, it's getting pretty good reviews, that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I saw, what was the first one? Dawn? Was it Dawn of the Planet of the Apes? I saw that one. I enjoyed it. But I can honestly say I haven't watched any of the Apes movies since. I don't know why. I just don't know why. Because they all look good. I'm like, when I see the trailers and previews, I'm like, man, that looks good. And then I never got around to watching them. Of course, the list of things I haven't gotten around to watch is pretty extensive, I must say. Do. We got plenty to talk about, though, folks. I have notes. Well, Not detailed notes, more of an outline. Bullet points, as it were. Want to watch all the Reboot 8 films before seeing Kingdom? Also the older ones? Yeah. I mean, from some cinephiles I've run across on the interwebs, the first one's good, and then they go steeply downhill from there. And the older Mad Max films, yeah. Back when Mel Gibson was young and his Australian accent was thick. If I had to fight one type of bear, which one? Polar, black, or brown? Well, it would depend on how fast I want to die. If I want to die super quickly, it would be the polar bear. And grizzlies are brown. I think black bears are the smallest, so that would give me the best chance of survival, so a black bear. Planet of the Apes always bug you? Polar, it would kill me fast. Yeah, I just got done saying that. Chris says the whole series is pretty good. I don't think any of the new Planet of the Apes movies have bad reviews. Well, killer. All 3 ape films are great. The modern ones. The OG is great as well. Not keen on Mark Wahlberg effort. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot there was like a... Before this whole particular series started, there was just like an independent Planet of the Apes film, right? That's Marky Mark's one. Yeah, Wahlberg film wasn't that great. Okay. So if I decide to go on a massive Planet of the Apes kick, excuse me, I can just go ahead and safely skip that one, and I won't have missed a damn thing. Yeah. Alright, what do we got on the docket here? Let's see. Lotus says, if you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear! I mean, okay. Ooh. Yeah, so we got non-Marvel DC or Star Wars nerdy news to talk about. Little Fantastic Four stuff. Little X-Men stuff. Of course, the thumbnail. Really? Why can't... Like... Oh, shit. That's my bad. There we go. No, the music was a bit loud. I just saw my... when Rob pointed it out, I saw my little dial here, and I was like, oh, that's too far to the right. Oops. Oopsie. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, we got some X-Men news. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Cap, because that's on the thumbnails. He's out. Oh, well, later. Yeah, no problem. Yep, Fantastic Four news. We're actually going to talk a little Lord of the Rings news this evening. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Heather gets them shits too. Although we don't know why. Well, Mer, I hope it just knocks on the door and then retreats like it left a bag of poop on your porch. On fire. Where should we begin? You know what? We'll begin with a fun little story that just happened today. As most of you, she ate enchiladas yesterday. You'd think that'd give her like a sore butthole, not a migraine. Yeah, you're welcome. Mer. So, as most of you here are also Nerd Avengers, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the name of the TwitX leaker. Can we get some toast? Yeah. Yes. He is truly riding with the rest in the Divine Hills now of the Rohirrim. But yeah, so well, as it turns out, Marvel is highly displeased with this individual right now because of some stuff they posted on the Instagrams. And they have dropped a lawsuit or filed a lawsuit against Instagram to force them to reveal who Can We Get Toast is so they can, properly deal with him legally for leaking, I believe the straw that broke the camel's back was some actual Cap 4 footage that I think had only been seen at like cons or whatever. It wasn't for public consumption. That's the main point. So, anyone remember when Feige did that to that Marvel subreddit, going after the people behind that and just like destroyed it, even though it was back the next week? It's basically the same thing now for toast. Toast could literally be toast. And of course, a second scooper could also disappear at the same time because, there's the ever popular theory that Can We Get Some Toast and My Time to Shine Hello are indeed the same individual. Matter of fact, I posted on the TwitX today after I saw that, if My Time suddenly disappears when we hear about Toast getting arrested, then we'll know. It was true. That person was double dipping. Each of those accounts has a paywall, too. Toast is on Instagram. My Times is on the TwitX. What do they call it? A DARN? I don't know. Yep. Yeah, there's already been a few of those memes out there by people who are in that sphere of the TwitX. I've seen a few of those. I've seen a few memes of featuring people getting arrested in full costume, so you can't know what they look like. Yeah, it's the internet is instantly ruthless. It took maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 posts between the one I saw about the suit before I saw the first meme. That's it. That's all it took. And Toast was already getting memed to death. And frankly, it's hilarious. Now, obviously, that suit just got filed. So we have no idea how successful it's going to be. Will Instagram, a.k.a. Meta, because, formerly known as a Facebook, Instagram's a Facebook company. That's a Zuckerberg deal. So the question is Meta going to fight it or not? And at this point, I don't know. I think probably, if for no other reason than, that's just who Zuckerberg is like, what, you're really going to come in here and fuck with me more? Want butter or jam on that toast? Both, please. Butter and the jam. Nummy. But, the fuck was I just saying? I know we were still riffing on can we get some toast. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Zuckerberg has definitely anti-authoritarian tendencies. He's also a prick. So yeah, I can see him fighting that thing. I can definitely see him fighting that suit. So we'll see what happens. I mean, oh yeah, there's also the fact that Meta's already had their issues about their skills and or desire to keep information private. So I feel like this will be an opportunity for the Zuck to keep the optics with his customers looking good, given his history with people's info. So both his attitude and the optics about his company tell me he's fighting the lawsuit. What do you guys think, though? For those of you who are familiar with Can We Get Some Toast? And, hey, Alan. And how do you feel about my assessment of Mr. Zuckerberg? How's the new gig working out? Pretty good, actually. Today was my last day of the training. And next week I'm on a full schedule. So, David says, cheese, please. Oh, yeah. Toasted cheese sandwich. Love those two. Especially with, my wife taught me about this. When you sprinkle a little garlic salt on the butter before you slap it on the griddle. Oh, my God. Monopolies need to stick together. Yes. Otherwise, they're going against the definition of monopoly. So, I thought that was a pretty fun story. Especially considering they're barely on the TwitX anymore, but my time is still frequently on the TwitX, so I believe they're the same person. So I look at it as I still get to troll Toast directly, just not just through a different TwitX handle, and I already have. And I made sure, and it was on a fairly recent post, so like my comment was not that far down. And it was basically, Marvel's coming after you next. I should have actually included a laugh too. What's up, Quest? Cap is back, Cap is back, Cap is back, tell a friend. Oh, never mind, I just see the again. Cap is back, back again. Cap is back. Tell a friend. Cap is back. 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 Never been interested in Twitter? I only initially got into it just to follow like sports news mostly back when it started. I was in my I was outside of nerddom at that point in time for the most part. Very much into the sports balls, so that's originally what I started it for, and then, of course, I added nerdy shit when I got back into it within the last few years, and so now it's I only use the following feed on there. I don't use the For You feed just to follow. Way too much garbage in the For You feed. They recommend me all kinds of shit I have zero interest in and or actively hate. So, I mean, occasionally I still get that shit in my following feed just because, retweets. But yeah. But yeah, that's all I primarily use it for, is to keep up on bits of information from the things I'm interested in. And now to troll morons as well, just for a mental exercise to keep my brain cells clicking together. Shut up, Rob. Let's just get that out of the way right now. I talked about my brain, so you shut up. Brooke says, oh yeah, pretty excited about the upcoming new Cap show. Always wanted to know how Cap returned the Infinity Stones to where they belong. Yes. Yes. And we shall get to that. But that's our top story, so we're getting to that last. So if you want to hear about it, you must stay. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I thought that when I saw that earlier, I thought that was just a fun little story. I was like, it works with the song Don't Hate. I would just, cutting whatever snide comment you had off, like, at the ankles. Not that you wouldn't type it anyway, but, effort. The infinity paperweights. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a ton of these things. We use them for paperweights. Yeah. I don't want you quite that low. There we go. So, I thought that was a little fun one. Okay. Next item of business. News came out earlier this week that Warner Brothers has decided to continue their efforts to expand the Lord of the Rings IP. They have recruited Peter Jackson to produce it. And one Andy Serkis will be directing and starring in it because the title of the movie is Hunt for Gollum. Or The Hunt for Gollum. Whatever. Who cares if it's a the or not. And for a while on the day after that announcement, a YouTube channel that had a fan film up for 15 years that happened to have that same name. WB being the fucking prick bitches they are, copy struck it. The cool part is enough pressure was generated that they lifted the copyright strike the same day. Warner Brothers did. So that's good. I mean, it's nice to see companies do actually listen on occasion. But, I love me some Andy Serkis. I love him more as an actor than a director. Obviously, he's one of the bigger names in mocap just because of, Gollum, of course. However, I just don't know, man. This is nothing. This is not. I'm not like, woo, new Lord of the Rings movie, yeah. No. I love the fact that Serkis is in it. I'm not like hype on him directing it. He does not have that much directorial experience yet, so I don't know how well he will actually do on a film of that size, because there is no such thing as a small Lord of the Rings movie. We all know this. So, it's cool. I like the fact that Peter Jackson's on it. Evidently, they got a couple of the writers from Jackson's OG trilogy on it. So, there are reasons There are reasons to think this is not going to be the cinematic version of Rings of Power. Because as we know, they completely ignored Peter Jackson for Rings of Power. So, but am I excited? No. Farthest I would go intrigued, curious. At this point, I'm not even going to go with cautiously optimistic. I'm just curious right now. Like, interesting idea. Many, many pitfalls. Good people behind the scenes. But, yeah, it's definitely not woohoo news for me. Much as I enjoy those movies. I mean, obviously I fucking love the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. I like the Hobbit trilogy. Obviously, it's not on the level of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But at least for me, I think they're like way overhated. Although I will be honest, I am not anywhere close to a Tolkien lore sweaty. So like if they were fucking up the lore too much in that, I was not aware of it. I was mostly just watching it for, entertainment. But yeah, what do you guys think though? Are there any of you massive Lord of the Rings massive Lord of the Rings fans, or maybe even sweaties? If so, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it whether you are or whether you aren't in Lord of the Rings sweaty? Although I imagine a Lord of the Rings sweaty is a hell of a lot more skeptical about this movie than I am. Griff says the only part about this news that makes it interesting is Andy. I also like the Peter Jackson and the couple of writers that he brought along with him. I think that's cool. But there's still, like I said before, there's so many variables and so many ways this movie could go wrong. Brick says, I saw there's a 40-minute fan film, Return to Gollum. I might check it out on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's the one that got copy struck. I think Hunt for Gollum. Is there a Return? There probably is one called Return to Gollum out there, too. And Andy Serkis is a legend. Yes. Excuse me. Griff says, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot suck with copyright crap. Yes, they do. Brooke says, I want to see some film adaptation of The Silmarillion. I heard that's a good book from Lord of the Rings lore. It is. I think there's actually, I think out there somewhere, there's a animated version of The Silmarillion, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. Very possible. Do my glasses look crooked as fuck? I mean, I know I know this ear is lower than this ear. Like you can see it. Like here's this one, here's this one. You can see how my fingers are. But I swear my glasses are way overcompensating. Hold on a second. Oh yeah. All right, that's back to basically the difference in ear height now. Ain't getting any better than that. All right, there we are. David says, I hear the Gollum game was terrible. I never played it, but I've also heard that. Brick says, Shadow of Mordor, I hear, is a good Lord of the Rings game. I've heard of that game. I know nothing about its reputation. David says, I'm a big fan of the films, never read the books. I've read them. It has been years because it's an intense read. I mean, Tolkien Tolkien was a very, very detailed author. Very detailed. And while I enjoy having, like, having a lot of description so I can build a really nice image in my head, it, even for me, who is a massive bibliophile, makes that shit tedious. Yeah. Lord of the Rings is not the easiest read in the world, but it's good. Very good. Brooke says, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, but I do find the lore really cool. Yes. We'll be down for a film that explores more of it beyond the trilogy. I find the Lord of the Rings characters interesting. Oh, yeah. Well, given that it's the hunt for Gollum, I believe it's actually set. Actually, no, I don't know when the hell it's set. Supposedly Aragorn is going to be involved in it. So that's big question number one right there. If Aragorn's involved in it, are they getting Viggo Mortensen back? That's question number one. It's not a stroke at all. Dave B says, I got the animated film of Lord of the Rings on DVD. Nice. Nice. Brooke says, I started the Hobbit book a long time ago. Maybe got halfway through it, but want to finish it one day. Yeah, and that's only one book. Like, the trilogy is actually a trilogy. I mean, I have the big all-together paperback book with all three of them in there, and it's like fucking, this thick, somewhere in that range. Somewhere I've got it. Dodgeball. All right. Rob says, like paying to watch a grown man pleasure a camel, reading The Lord of the Rings is a once-in-your-life kind of thing. Yes. That's correct. Brooke says, I would love a film on Sauron's backstory, which I think Silmarillion kind of explores. Yeah, Silmarillion is a prequel, for sure. Like, Silmarillion's, I think, 1,000, three, I can't remember, but it's like at least one, if not multiple millennia before The Hobbit. Vigo said he wouldn't come back. He's too old. Well, all right. Obviously, they're going to have to recast. Who would make a cool Aragorn? Taron Egerton probably would be a decent Aragorn. Fassbender would be a decent Aragorn. Although he ain't old, but he also ain't young. Well, thanks, Quest, man. Have a great night. Yeah, hit me up if you want to do one more Alien thing before the movie actually comes out, or two. Because that don't come out till August, right? Yeah. So, yeah, hit me up anytime you want to do that. I'll let you know if I can. Other than that, have a good weekend, bro. I mean, I'm going to say it because I'm a stan of his, Cavill. I mean, he was the Witcher. We already know motherfucker knows how to do the swords. All right, dope, man. So I think he could be a good Aragorn. Plus, in the books, Aragorn, a.k.a. Strider, was supposed to be like a tall motherfucker. Now, don't get me wrong. Viggo kicked ass as that character. But he's not the tallest dude. I wouldn't like the recast. I would actually appreciate someone a little bit taller. Honestly. And there's a few actors out there like that could probably do a pretty good job with that role. It's going to be interesting to see who they get. Ross Marquand would be an interesting choice. I cannot call. I do not know his face. Give me one moment, please. Let me check this dude out. Oh, that guy. Yeah, I remember him. From The Walking Dead. Yeah, he played, I believe, a dude named Aaron. Okay. Let me, yeah, this guy. There's more of a Strider look maybe for you. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, this one here is a shot from The Walking Dead. So, yeah, he'd be cool. I did enjoy his I did enjoy his acting on The Walking Dead. That is for sure. There we go. Ross has only got one hand. The zombies ate it. True. I mean, it's Hollywood though. They're pretty good with the prosthetics. He'll be fine. So they have to be careful when they're filming like two-handed sword swings. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they cast as Aragorn. Will they bring Liv Tyler back again? That would be cool. Would they bring what's his fucking name? Orlando Bloom back. I mean, of course the problem is I believe this movie is supposed to happen before the trilogy, and the homie just keeps looking older, so they'd have to do a lot of they'd have to do a lot of wrinkle cleaning up in post. But they could bring Orlando Bloom back as Legolas, because as we know, elves live for goddamn ever, so he would definitely be around. I mean, they got options. Rick says, realized I did buy all the Lord of the Rings books a while back, skimmed through them, and yeah, very detailed stuff. Regardless, love the Lord of the Rings films a ton. Oh yeah, definitely. The only reason I haven't watched any of them again, haven't done the rewatch recently, is about the only times I can block out 3 hours of time. It's generally later in the evening when sometimes I don't really want to block out 3 hours of time, you know? David says Joe Manganiello would be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, he's a big dude. And his work as Deathstroke is probably done now. No more DC work for Joe. At least not in the immediate future. But yeah, he'd make a good choice, for sure. Brooke says, I loved Return of the King. That film was amazing. It was a great film. Until they literally spent the last 30 minutes of it saying goodbye. I'm in the theater. The coronation happens. I'm starting to need to pee. The goodbyes begin. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll wait for the credits to start rolling, then I'll go potty and we'll be all set, right? And then the goodbyes continued. And then the goodbyes continued. And then the goodbyes continued some more. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom. So I go, have what I call the orgasmic piss. And I call it that because when you've been holding it so long, when you finally get to pee, your knees shudder a little bit. The orgasmic piss. You know, do the deed, wash the hands, towel the hands off, go back to the theater. And the goodbyes are still fucking going for another 10 minutes after I sat back down. Holy shit. But yeah, outside of that, fucking love that movie. That was just a little crazy, yo. But yeah, so far as this new one goes, intrigued is about the extent of it for me. Does anybody have any further thoughts on the new Lord of the Rings movie that very few people even want? Oh, you watch the extended versions? Yeah, aren't those like... I haven't watched those yet. Those are like fucking 4 hours. It's crazy. I mean, not that I'm not gonna ever, because I will. I most definitely will watch them at some point. Just for the experience. If not because I'm like, you know what? I want to watch a really goddamn long Lord of the Rings movie today. Although that could happen. But, any further thoughts on that? Chat. Randall Graves need to riff on it like in Clerks 2? Yes. David says, I remember putting my coat on about 10 times thinking it's finishing. Right? That was like the Austin Powers peas of goodbye scene. Austin Powers peas of goodbye scenes. Goodbye come... Farewells come... Farewell come... Farewell complete. Brooke says, oh yeah, speaking of good books, Three Body Problem trilogy of novels is on my list of must-reads. Yeah, I've heard really good things about the books and the show. I need to check out the show. I like engaging with astrophysics, even though I understand 1% of it. Neil deGrasse Tyson has his flaws, but the dude knows how to explain the shit. So, like his YouTube channel, Star Talk, I check that out every once in a while, especially when they start talking about stuff like black holes and space-time and, basically all the stuff that comes up in the nerdy shit we like, right? So, yeah. So, yeah, I definitely need to check out the Three-Body Problem. Brooke says, I want to try to read more books in general. Yeah, I need to get back. I used to read, obviously, I can't use the word constantly, but, a lot. And I haven't been on a reading kick in quite some time. I need to get back into it. Brooke says, excited for more Lord of the Rings stuff. Not particularly excited for stuff on Gollum. Want more stuff on Sauron and Melkor. Yeah, I would love more stuff on the bad guys. For sure. Rob says, speaking of shows, finished episode 2 of Fallout last night. Into episode 3. Nice. No, I still haven't started it, Griff. Shut up. Brooke says, Quinn's Ideas has a playlist on Three Body Problem, but they do have spoilers, but good breakdowns, though. Spoilers don't bother me. And here's why. Reading about something or hearing about something and knowing something just as an intangible fact, for me, does not ruin the actual the experiencing of the information, trying to think of a spoiler for a movie that we've all already seen. Well, for Multiverse of Madness, obviously a lot of the cameos they talked about didn't happen, but You know, it was before we got confirmation. Patrick Stewart was rumored to be in it, and there's some few others that were that, and obviously ended up not being in it. But you know, just knowing that he was going to be in it did not reduce the experience of me seeing him in it whatsoever. So spoilers don't bother me because the seeing it happen, obviously, if that's an option, trumps by far just reading about it. Neil deGrasse Tyson show Cosmos is great. Yeah. Right. Brooke says, I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness a lot, to be honest. No, I did. I fucking love that movie. I mean, I can understand if people didn't enjoy, like, were put off by, like, you know, the obvious Raimi-isms that were in there. Like, I'm a big Raimi stan, so I'm just like, Raimi. Like, literally, I was giggling in my theater seat. Raimi. I fucking love Raimi. But Raimi's not for everybody. I understand this, but like actively hating that movie is a little silly. But whatever. It's fucking amazing, and all the people that don't like it are wrong. End of story. Okay. Rob says Anakin getting his ass kicked by Kenobi is a good example. We all knew it would happen. True. True. We all did know that was going to happen, you know, at the end of Revenge of the Sith, but seeing it happen was still pretty fucking dope. I was like, ooh. And of course, that would also become one of the most gifted memed things ever. Obi-Wan having the high ground. To this day. Brooke says, I like that they made Wanda a villain in Multiverse of Madness. She was absolutely terrifying in the film. Yeah. And, like, I don't understand. That was, like, one of the biggest gripes from people. How could you make Wanda a villain after all this stuff she did in Avengers, blah, blah, blah? Did you miss WandaVision? Like, when you're so traumatized, you use your powers to take over a town and create your family out of whole imagination. I mean, even though she realized she was wrong at the end of it, we also know at the very end of it she was playing with the Darkhold. And we all know the Darkhold does not do good things to your personality. So, like, they literally used WandaVision to set her turn up. Now, I don't know if they had already planned to use that in Multiverse of Madness or not, but her villain arc was already set up. So, piss on them motherfuckers. Brooks says, Anakin getting the Vader suit was a pretty good scene in my opinion. Oh, yeah, it was awesome. The only thing, here's like a lot of people who like to defend the sequel trilogy are like, George wasn't perfect. He fucked around with his stuff, and that is true. One of George's biggest flaws in his movies is there's no sense of time. You have, like, every time he changes stuff, unless it's painfully obvious that it's happened immediately next, or like they do something to, you know, show it's happening simultaneous to something else. Like, you don't know how long shit takes. You have no fucking idea. Like, we literally needed, like, books and quotes from George himself to figure out how long shit was between stuff. It's... Yeah, George was not perfect. At all. By any stretch. However, it's still his shit, and Disney should not be disrespecting it the way they do. Brooke says, I honestly would love to see more of Evil Wanda. Like, that stuff would be cool to see on the big screen. I don't know if we're going to get too much more Evil Wanda. I feel like when she collapsed Wundagore on herself. That was probably the beginning of a redemption arc. But come time for Secret Wars, who knows? Who knows? David B says, never fancied watching WandaVision. It was good. The finale was a little whack, as Griff also said. WandaVision was great except for the finale. I did not dislike the finale as much as a lot of people do. Like, overall, it's still like... I'm not talking about the physical age gap. I'm just like... He left us no clue how many years were... or how much time was between episodes. Except for 1 and 2, when Anakin went from this big to this big. But, yeah, I'm talking about, like, they started Empire and they didn't say, oh, in this amount of time, since the Battle of Yavin, it's just like, this shit happened after the Battle of Yavin. What up, Lou? So... Yeah, I mean, 14 to 9 and 24 to 19 is not that bad of a physical age gap. Well, 14 to 9 is a little but 24 to 19 is not. So, problem is Natalie Portman looked older than 14 in that movie and threw everybody off. What they were seeing was overriding their knowledge. Assuming they even had that knowledge in the first place. Brooks says maybe a variant of Wanda that's evil. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. They could totally do that. They could totally do that. Casting decisions, bro. Yep. Many to be made. What casting decisions are you talking about? You didn't like who they cast for America Chavez or something? Because St. Lucas is far from perfect. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Greedo. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Greedo shooting first is... Greedo shooting first is ridiculous. I know George wanted to do that to make Han Solo look less shitty to kids, but, like, come on, bro. Han Solo was what he was. Like, prior to getting involved in the rebellion in A New Hope, he was... He was chaotic good, is what he was. So, yeah, I didn't like that. The basic repeat of the conversation that Han and Greedo had back in the hangar with Han and Jabba. Like, that scene did not need to be added back in. Yeah, like, the special editions is where a lot of his bad decisions come from. I mean, don't worry. There are plenty in the OT, but yeah. Brooke says, "Oh yeah, I heard supposedly initial reactions to Captain America 4 were positive. Some were, some weren't. Went to McDonald's. They already are having Happy Meal toys for Cap America 4. Oh yeah." Oh, yeah, for sure. Got to start roping the kids in early with the toys so when they start seeing commercials, Mommy, Daddy, I want to go watch that. Pure marketing, baby. Marketing. Han walking behind Jabba, stepping on his fucking tail. Ugh. Han Solo's the original Malcolm Reynolds. If I knew who Malcolm Reynolds was, maybe I'd agree, maybe I would disagree. Let me see who he is. Malcolm Reynolds, fiction character, Oh, Firefly, yeah, that guy. Nathan Fillion. Yeah, basically. Yeah, there's definitely, definitely a lot of Han Solo and Malcolm Reynolds. That is for sure. I would say he's a significant inspiration. I would definitely say that. Okay. Rob says, I hope Cap 4 is good and avoids trying to make it a Steve Rogers story. Make it a Sam story. Oh. It's going to be Sam's story. Steve coming back in a different manner. Allegedly. We'll get there. Got a couple other things to talk about first. Matter of fact, let's move on to the next thing, which is a little bit of casting news for the Fantastic Four movie. Now, I know there are concerns with the Fantastic Four movie. The whole alternate universe thing, Shalabal being the primary surfer instead of Nord Rad. However, we have our new Galactus officially. And it is none of the names that we've been hearing for months. First, we were hearing Banderas. Then we were hearing Bardem. Then we were hearing either Banderas or Bardem. And then somehow at the tail end of it, Liam Neeson's hat got thrown in the ring. Are you referring to the tone of the film? Oh. I just thought it was stupid to have him step on his tail and go, rah, rah, or whatever the fuck noise he made. Oh, that. Yeah, I think tonal wise it'll still be a Sam story. But yeah, somehow Liam Neeson's name got thrown in there at the end. But then, all of a sudden, the other day, poof! Galactus has been cast, and guess what? It was none of those people. It is an actor by the name of Ralph Ineson. Pull him up for you real quick here. So is this guy. He's English. So he's on the original BBC Office. What do we got here? Blah, blah, blah. Ooh, here we go. Come on, mouse. Cooperate with me. Yeah, for the love of... Okay, here we go. Yeah, he's done a lot of voiceover. He was in Assassin's Creed, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16. See if I can close that. I said close. Thank you. Find the homie's voice. Come on. All right, we'll just pull up this. Close that down for now. Pause that for now. Just go to this. Turn it up, turn it up. Oh, never mind.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about your experience, what it's like to voice the character in the game. I would love to ask what attracted you to this role. Would you like to speak on that?
things are very couched in secrecy and codes and everything, so you don't really kind of know what you're getting involved with at the start. So I was asked to get involved in this video game and play this character, and I read some of the lines, and the writing was great. The world seemed wonderful, and as an actor, what you want is good writing. And so, yeah, it was great writing, so I agreed to do it. And, yeah, then later on found out exactly what it was and how big it is. Yeah. But, yeah, it wasn't... I think if you approach any project with the whole weight of the project, you're not going to do your best work as an actor. So I think it's kind of good to not kind of know the size of what you're doing, because all you're doing is looking at the character, looking at the lines, and doing your job in a very pure way.
That's enough, I think. Yeah. So that's going to be the voice of Galactus. Yep, he did voice one of the characters in Diablo 4. But yeah, that's going to be the... Oops. Hold on. Son of a bitch. There we go. Yeah, that's going to be the voice of Galactus. That's going to be dope. I mean, tell me that's not the kind of voice that's, you know, you could easily associate with a galactic monster that eats planets. He's done loads of stuff in the UK. His voice is very recognizable. Cool. But yeah, so I'm totally down. Like, that is the perfect kind of voice for a cosmic world eater. That will thankfully not be a fucking cloud this time. What the hell, Fox Studios? What the fuck was even that? So, but that wasn't the only Fantastic Four casting news. Cast in a currently unknown/secret role is one John Malkovich. And that's an official casting news. That is not a... Oh, hi, buddy. Malice is back. Say hi. Yeah, no, this is an official casting. Mr. Malkovich is. But the role is being kept secret for now. I have no idea who the hell he would be playing. Could he be the voice of Herbie? It is being rumored that they are going to be peppering that movie with low-tier Fantastic Four villains, like Paul Walter Hauser is allegedly been cast, and one of the popular theories for his casting is Mole Man. What'd you see, buddy? And he would definitely make a good Mole Man, at least looks-wise. So, assuming that's true, they could very easily be casting Malkovich as another one of their villains, which would be cool because, you know, let's face it, Malkovich has the face of a villain. And you really can't deny that shit. Chris says he gives me Orson Welles Unicron vibes. Yeah. That's a good call, bro. That is a good call. But yeah, that's definitely something I am down for, and I like John Malkovich, so whatever they give him, I'll probably be down for that too, as long as it's not as crappily written as Gore. Because that was a fucking waste of Christian Bale. They do not need to be wasting John Malkovich in the same way. If you're hiring John Malkovich, give that motherfucker some quality writing to play with. Pretty please, and thank you. I mean, beyond that, there's not really a whole lot to talk about so far as Malkovich is concerned, because we don't know the role. We can speculate. We don't know. And, you know, beyond that, do you think John Malkovich is cool? And are you happy that, they seem to have done a couple really good casting choices to bolster that movie. Do these casting choices decrease your trepidation for the movie in any amount? Even if it's just a little. Even if it's just a whittle. Just a whittle bit. How you guys feeling about that casting news? Chat. Let me know, chat. How feel you? How feel you? I am Galactus, the World Eater. I like the voice and I like Malkovich. Ralph Ineson's voice, yes. Bueller. Malkovich is cool, but nothing will save that film. David obviously lacks confidence. I mean, I understand it. I have hope for the movie. I mean, have they made some questionable choices to this point? Yep, a couple, 3 here and there. I don't think the film is doomed by any stretch of the imagination. Brick says, I like this casting. Decision bodes well for the future of the MCU. I mean, yeah, if they can start racking that shit up, like good castings again, and, well, casting really has never been Marvel's problem, honestly. They've always done pretty well with the casting, even though they've made some choices where we're all at first like, what? Oh? I would say, like, they've basically been pretty fucking good at the casting, so... No, their problem lately has been story. Rob says they needed a voice like that for Galactus. Oh, definitely. Lou says, homies. Yep. Rob says, it's the plot I am worried about. Malkovich is great when they write a role... when they write a role for a pissy old man. Pissy, bitter old man. Yes, that is true. I'm pretty sure the Fantastic Four has a villain or two that would qualify as a pissy old man. Hi, buddy. Also, from what I understand, like, the part of the movie that takes place in the version of the Earth in the 60s that occurs in that universe is where we'll be seeing, like, your Mole Man type villains, you know, your Earthbound, grounded villains. Rob says, I'm struggling to see him in the Fantastic Four Rogues Gallery. Now, a lot of people are struggling to see Pedro as Reed Richards, too. I'd have to do more research on the Fantastic Four Rogues Gallery. I've heard the Wizard as a name. Ask ChatGPT. I don't have ChatGPT. I'm sure there's a free version of it out there somewhere. I just haven't bothered to fuck with it, honestly. There was another one I heard. There was the Wizard. What was the other name I heard bandied about? I keep on saying the leader, but that's not the leader. Leader's going to be in Cap 4. I can't remember, but there was another one they were talking about. But, yeah, I mean, I hope they don't give him a dipshit role. That's for sure. I hope they give him a well-written role that says, you know, that suits Mr. Malkovich so he can shine in the way only John Malkovich can. Pay that man his money. It's free. Yeah, I know. Brooks, oh yeah, speaking of Pedro Pascal, I like his acting from Game of Thrones. Yeah, he did a really good job in that show. Until the mountain popped his head like a zit. Kind of went downhill for him from there. Of course, he got cocky. That was his problem. Too much yapping, not enough stabbing the mountain through the eye. Or throat, or, 4 or 5 different vital areas on that big motherfucker, just to be sure. And maybe a beheading. Talks too much. Yep, he talked too much and talked himself right into getting treated like acne. Yep. Hi, buddy. Thank you for chilling in a spot that's not on my keyboard. I really appreciate that. You go, baby. Be right back. Feedback calls. Right. Actually, I need a new drink, and I need to empty the old drink, if you know what I'm saying. A couple more things to talk about when I get back, though. We got, oh, yeah, we got some X-Men news, X-Men movie news. And then, of course, after that, the headliner, the potential return of Chris Evans to the MCU. And in what? So if you guys will bear with me for just a wee bit, I will be back shortly. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. And also, you will have a little bit of time to, if you have not done so, hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you know whenever I do the stuff. So give me just a couple minutes. I shall return. Please don't leave. We back. We are back. All right. Little X-Men movie news. It would appear that we've got some finalists for the scriptwriters for the X-Men movie. Now we only have 2 of the names. Evidently, they are more. There are more. But according to the there he is. Hi, Mowith. But according to the Snyder, Jeff Snyder, who, while an abrasive motherfucker, is really accurate. What are you doing? Anyway, 2 of the possibles are Rafe Judkins and Michael Leslie. I wish. DeMeo, yeah, I would. That's who should be writing anything having to do with the X-Men going forward. Animated, live action, I don't care. X-Men equals DeMeo. At least it should. Like, just back up a big enough Brinks truck to where he'll be fine being an uncredited writer and let him cook. I don't know what the hell he did behind the scenes. I don't think we out here will ever know. Not for sure. And it probably ain't that great. I don't think it's just stuff he may have been doing on his OnlyFans page. Whatever it was had to have been also happening in the building for him to get canned right before it premieres on the red carpet and stuff. So. Oh, yeah, definitely DeMeo. Yeah. Yeah, if it's X-Men, it should be Bo. But, I mean, he was not the only writer in the room. Hopefully, going forward, at least so far as X-Men 97 is concerned, the other writers learned enough from him and his writing of the first 2 seasons, which, by the way, second season was also written by him, so there shouldn't be a fall off in quality, unless Bo DeMeo's writing itself fell off in quality from season 1 to season 2. But yeah, that season's already been written by Mr. DeMeo. So, but I don't even come season 3, I'm hoping and I'm willing to bet that the other writers in the room will still do a really good job. Because I mean, Bo specifically said that he only hired writers that loved the OG cartoon. And in order to love the OG cartoon, you also have to love X-Men in general. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about X-Men 97 even after season 2. But yeah, I would definitely be looking at some of the people in that writer's room for my live action X-Men too. Most definitely. But, oh yeah. Get some resumes up for these yutzes. See what we got here. Yeah. What are you famous for? Okay. Let's let's see what he do. He was a writer on the third season of Chuck. You guys remember that show, Chuck, about the dude that somehow got like all kinds of spy information just jammed right into his brain and it would just randomly pop up when he saw somebody? That was a fun show to start off with. I don't remember who his handler was, but she was a fine-looking woman. Also, if you're a fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he was a writer for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So he is all right. Man, let's stop on my camera cord, please. There we go. So he's definitely familiar with Marvel, working with Marvel. Now, granted, that was a Marvel Studios Marvel. That was broadcast television ABC Marvel. But, I mean, they're doing enough on the show during the first season to tie it into 2 movies, so. Like, they specifically tied it into Thor the Dark World and The Winter Soldier. So, Judkins' show ran The Wheel of Time on TV. All right, here we are. He was writer's assistant on the 4400, script coordinator for Law and Order SVU. Well, he couldn't have done too bad a job there. Staff writer for My Own Worst Enemy, 11 episodes for Chuck. Writer and co-producer for Hemlock Grove. Writer on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., wrote 5 episodes. Supervising producer and a producer, so he did a lot on there. Developer of The Wheel of Time. And, oops. Oh, screenplay and story for the Tom Holland Uncharted. That's the hits for Rafe Judkins. Couple good things on there, a couple things I've never fucking heard of, but doesn't seem to be too bad of a choice. Now this other guy, Michael Leslie, and I'm saying Leslie because he has 2 S's in his last name. It's not Leslie, it's Leslie. Michael Leslie is a British playwright and screenwriter. Okay, what do we got here? Okay. Okay, Leslie wrote the Macbeth movie. The Fassbender Macbeth from 2015. Fassbender. What'd I say? Yeah. So he wrote the Fassbender Macbeth. Cool. He wrote the original script for Assassin's Creed. Other people rewrote it. Don't know why. He was the lead writer and EP on The Little Drummer Girl, which is a TV show starring Florence Pugh Pugh, Michael Shannon, Alexander Skarsgård, and Charles Dance. I don't know who Charles Dance is, but at least I know who the first 3 are. It's basically Yelena Belova, Zod from the Snyderverse, DC, and Alexander Skarsgård, I believe. Yeah, that's the tall blonde dude of True Blood and some version of a Tarzan movie fame. He also co-wrote the newest Hunger Games movie, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I heard that actually did pretty okay. I haven't watched it. And he's won an Emmy. Okay. So those are the 2 names we are aware of. As I said before, Snyder said there are others in contention as well. Obviously, we don't have those names, so it's not like those are the only 2. So if you're not impressed by either of their resumes, there's hope. It is not down to just those 2. There's another and another one. Catch up with chat. Brooke says, "Oh yeah, I heard the OG animated Spider-Man show was good too. Do you want to try to get into some animated comic book shows more?" Well, there's a shit ton of them on Disney Plus, my guy, including that one. I need to rewatch that one too. Actually, I think I just need to flat watch it. I don't think I watched too much of it back in the day. Chris says the 4400, the original, was a good show. David says, anyone as excited as me about the animated Batman show coming to Amazon Prime? Batman the Caped Crusader. Same style as the animated Batman series. Also has Bruce Timm, who wrote that series as well. Yes, and another cool thing about it, it's a period piece. It's set in the 40s. I like period pieces. I like Batman. My son-in-law doesn't. But I like Batman a lot. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out. Yeah, I mean, it being animated in the style of the 90s show is really cool. I used to hate that style animation. I've changed. I've gotten wiser. But, yeah, having that animation style back, having Bruce Timm back, if only Mr. Conroy had not passed. Mike could have had him back, too. Charles Dance is Papa Lannister. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I like him. He's fun. Also, it is being noised about that Mr. Ryan Coogler will be back writing and directing Black Panther 3. The early scuttlebutt is that the lead will still be Letitia Wright's Shuri, Black Panther. Not much else is really known about it. It's also being noised about that Marvel might want Coogler to direct Secret Wars, but Coogler likes to write what he's directing, and Michael Waldron's already writing that, so I don't know if he's going to do that. Plus, he's got Black Panther 3 he's going to be worrying about. Plus, he's got that vampire movie he's making with Michael B. Jordan. He's a busy guy, so yeah, beyond him doing Black Panther 3, I don't know if we'll see him doing anything Marvel again until after Secret Wars, honestly. But having him back for Black Panther 3, fuck yeah. I love Ryan Coogler. I mean, the first Black Panther was awesome. The second Black Panther was still good, but, I mean, dude had to, start from scratch after Chadwick passed. And then he not only did he have to start from scratch on the script, but he had to fight through all the feelings, that go along with someone you're close to passing. So, any weaknesses in Black Panther 2, I'm going to mostly chalk up to that. Because we saw what he did when he was not sad with Chadwick Boseman being around in the first Black Panther. Because that was him too. So, what are you going to do, buddy? There you go. Rob says, I'm not sure what they can do to salvage the Submariner. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about Namor. Is Michael B. Jordan doing I Am Legend 2? Might be. I know there's other projects he's in that I did not think of, or cannot think of, and that could very well be one of them. For Sheezy. Brooke says, I like Black Panther 2 overall, just not as good as Black Panther 1. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It just, Oh. Hey. Now I have one cat on my desk and one cat at my feet. Hello, boys. But, yeah, in no way is it a bad movie. But, yeah, it is definitely inferior to the first one. But yeah, overall, I'm happy that Kugler's coming back. And I think, I think there's probably been enough time and distance now that the quality of Black Panther 3 will probably be closer to the quality of the first one. At least that's my hope. But regardless, I'm still very down with Ryan Coogler. So what y'all think about the two potential X-Men writers we know about, and how do you feel about Coogler being back for Black Panther the Third? Rob says it can be good and left with nowhere to go. Well, I'm sure it's going to end up getting tied into Secret Wars somehow or other. Dave B says, not as good as Love and... Dude, you're lucky I don't put you in fucking timeout for that shit. The hell is wrong with you? Not as good as Love and Thunder. The fuck, David? Love and Thunder is... never should have been made. Like, really. Whatever they're doing for Thor 5, it should have been Thor 4. Not as good as Love and Thunder. Please tell me that's some of that dry-ass British sarcasm. God, I hope that's some dry-ass British sarcasm on your part. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to talk about the big news, the exciting news, the hype news? Although technically it's a rumor. So let us bear that in mind. Any excitement generated by this discussion is generated off a rumor. A dope-ass rumor. But it is a rumor, so let us keep that in mind. This whole discussion is rumor mixed with speculation. But it's going to be a hoot, so here we go. It has been rumored that Chris Evans is going to be returning to the MCU as Captain America, as Steve Rogers, in the suit, flexing America's ass. Love and Thunder 2. Oh, my God. There's always got to be one, doesn't there? And tonight is David. Well, yeah. So, the return of America's ass is allegedly happening. But it's not happening on the big screen. No, 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 no. It's supposed to happen on Disney Plus in a limited series. And the premise, it's supposed to be his trip at the end of Endgame that he took to return the Infinity Stones. So we got Steve time traveling with the Infinity Stones and Mjolnir, trying to put the Infinity Stones back where they came from in order to not dick around with the flow of those universes. Or that universe. Only if Hemsworth and Portman are naked for the whole film. Yeah, I'd be alright with that. I mean, I'd obviously be jealous as fuck of, Hemsworth probably from head to toe. But naked Natalie Portman could make up for that. Brooke says, I kind of wish we got this new Cap show a long time ago, but better late than never. Well, there was a rumored Cap show like a while back. They were tinkering around with it being the Nomad show and it being set between Civil War and Infinity War. So it was supposed to be the story of him and his, group of outlaws, but that's not the word I was trying to look for. And at least what him, if not all of them, were getting up to between Civil War and Infinity War when he reappeared awesomely to rescue Vision and Wanda. But that was the old idea. This is the new idea. Now, when Josh was talking about this, he brought up a lot of different possibilities and theories. Most of which are cool. I think I do agree with him in the fact that this show could easily go multiversal and not just do some setup, but do setups for things that will be very significant come Secret Wars. Like just it won't be setting up any little old thing. I think this show is going to set up big stuff. Number one. Now, we are in the multiverse saga, as we all know. And as they have not executed overly well to this point, unfortunately. And given the premise that Steve's going to be trying to go back and replace the Infinity Stones so as not to cause problems in the timeline, that leaves a lot of room to play. Because who's to say? Come on. Who's to say something won't go wrong? Like, say, Cap goes somewhere to return an Infinity Stone, and the multiverse is collapsing at this point while he's traveling. Who's to say there could be something that happens that somehow not only knocks him into the wrong time, but somehow jumps him into a complete new timeline? Like, say, he's traveling through the, those quantum tunnels? Because in order to do the time traveling, they had to get shrunk down to quantum size. Quantum mania. Anyway. So let's say he's on his way through those little quantum tunnels trying to time travel. And an incursion happens in, like, say, a tangential tunnel. Like, Steve's going through this tunnel here, and the tunnel right here happens to contain a universe going through an incursion, and the shockwave knocks Steve out of this tunnel, not only to a different point in the tunnel where he would come out in the wrong point in time, but into a whole different tunnel in a whole different timeline. Right? So Steve pops out of his thing, ready to go do stuff, and starts looking around and going, something's not right here. This is kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. So obviously he's going to try and figure out what's going on while he's trying to put the Infinity Stone back. I assume he will gain some information at some point. But there's also the chance that he himself and his presence in that timeline, especially if he's there for too long trying to put the Infinity Stone back, he himself could cause an incursion before he leaves, thus contributing to the further degradation of the multiverse, which obviously will all come to a head in Secret Wars. Right? So Cap could not only be going on a time adventure, he could be going on a multiversal adventure, causing or doing what he can to help out, as only Cap does, but also, unfortunately, causing collateral damage in the form of incursions because he's not in the 616 timeline anymore. Technically, all those Infinity Stones came from the 616 timeline. He's only supposed to be going back in the one timeline to put them back to keep branches from popping off, right? What up, Dub? So that's the goal. But I'm figuring, or I agree with Josh, I should say, that something's going to happen to end up causing this to be a multiversal show rather than just a timey-wimey show. And honestly, I think that would be dope. Well, first of all, just having fucking Chris Evans back is dope. We all know he's super beloved, not just by, like, you know, us Marvel-y Marvels. Normies fucking love him as Captain America, right? So, having him back is just huge in and of itself, or would be huge if this is true. Remember, rumor. This is all rumor and speculation. Just to be clear. But assuming this is true, we're going on that. Number one, again, having him back is huge. Number two, them putting him in a show is huge. Number one, that could, that would significantly help, or could significantly help out the reputation of Marvel Disney Plus shows, first of all. Second of all, that story is fucking monstrous, bro. Like, timey-wimey and multiversal shit. With Chris Evans at the middle of it all, that show has the potential to be huge. Not just in scope, although it's going to be just the timey-wimey shit makes it huge in scope. I'm talking huge in impact. Like, tops of Nielsen ratings, up there with, you know, shows like Hot D, Fallout, The Last of Us. You know, that show could be an actual monster hit if they do it right, of course. That's always the caveat. And lately, it's been one of the bigger caveats. But we've seen signs of change. I mean, Feige, Louis D'Esposito, and the director of their only Marvel Studios feature this year all came out like, yeah, it ain't been great. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. They put it a lot more, you know, company friendly. But we all know what they meant. We done fucked up and it ain't been great. This is yet another sign of them being aware and actually believing what they were saying and making the changes to turn us around. I mean, think about it. I mean, what do you... Stop it. I didn't think about it. And I agree with Josh on this one, too. Feige fucked up and thought that Marvel or the MCU was to the point that they could give us anything and we'd eat it up. And that was Feige's first big mistake, was making that assumption, because he based his entire plans on that assumption. Like, he was going to hold out for most of this saga and not give us, like, the goods until, like, almost the very end, right? He thought he could take his time and introduce all these new B, C, D tier characters because, hey, it worked with the Guardians, right? Yeah. But the MCU was killing it at that point. And when Gunn has his uber gun instincts under control, he makes damn good movies. So there was a lot of things that went into the Guardians of the Galaxy succeeding that most of which cannot and were not duplicated in Phase 4. But yeah, Feige thought he could get away with it. I mean, they just had a over $2 billion movie in Endgame, you know? The MCU was at its fucking pinnacle. So Feige's like, well, I got to top that at the end of this saga. So I'm going to have to build up a lot of stuff. So let me go ahead and start introducing all these new characters. Are they the awesomest characters? No. But they don't need to be, because we're in an awesome place and people will be all right. They'll be patient with my plan because it'll all pay off in the end. No. He wanted to wait, and he was wrong. We are not willing to just eat up anything with a Marvel sticker on it, just like we're not willing to eat up anything with a Star Wars sticker on it. You still have to make it well. You still have to make us care about the characters you're introducing. You need to give us good stories. You can't not bring the goods when you're doing comic book stuff. You just can't. It's comics. People expect the goods. You know? So they finally realized it, thank God. And now they're doing something about it. And if this show is real, which I don't see how it wouldn't be, because it's too good of an idea not to fucking do. Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge for Marvel Studios. It's going to be huge for the MCU. It's going to be huge for Disney Plus. Yeah, it's this show. I don't know how much is actually resting on it, because there's obviously going to be a few projects that are going to come out between now and when that show comes out for us to evaluate the state of Marvel. So we could already be going into that show like in a state of Marvel hype, because we've finally been getting the goods again. That could be possible. But either way, like, having Chris Evans' Cap back is not only just huge in terms of having one of the most popular characters from the MCU back. It's huge because that's yet another reason for us to have hope to have more of the OG Avengers brought back, a.k.a. Tony Stark, what have you. Scarlet Widow, or Black Widow, Scarlet Widow, Jesus fuck. Combining Scarlet Witch and Black Widow there. Ooh. Sorry, I was imagining them combining with each other. Anyway. ScarJo and Olsen. Yeah. Anyway, could even get the Widow back. Especially, and here's another little fun tidbit. If you'll all recall, the whole Black Widow being simultaneously released in the theater and the Disney Plus because of the pandemic. I assume they just wanted to get eyeballs on it. Idiots. Anyway, that resulted in Scarlett Johansson suing them for fucking around with the Disney Plus stuff, costing money, blah, 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 blah. And one of the end results was, well, first they settled, she got paid, and also she's being brought back to produce a Disney Plus show to be determined. There's another thing I agree with Josh on. I think this is probably the best candidate for that. I mean, unless we start hearing rumors about I mean, actually, you know what? I was about to say, unless we hear rumors about, like, you know, some kind of Black Widow-based show, but honestly, I don't think she would do that. I think if she's behind the camera, she would want to branch out into something, a different part of the MCU. So, and we already know, at least character-wise, Widow and Cap work well together. I mean, the Winter Soldier was fucking killer. And no small part of it was because of the chemistry between Evans and ScarJo. So, it's entirely possible that this could be the show she produces. And since she's, you know, already there and he's already there, and if it is a multiversal show, we could get a Black Widow variant played by ScarJo in it. Maybe. Possibly. It'd be dope. Like I said, you know, she's already producing it, so she'll be on set. Evans will be on set. I'm sure they've probably got a Black Widow costume lying around somewhere. I mean, how sick would that be? Not only do we get Cap back, but we get a multiverse, we get a variant cameo of the Widow. Yeah. All right. Let's catch up on some chat. And feel free to put some more chats in, too. Engagement, engagement. I want YouTube to love me. All right. Ooh, I got to scroll up a little bit, too. Come here, mouse. Dave B says, hope Cap returns Stones and puts an end to this multiverse crap so we can have more grounded series and films like Daredevil. Well, the multiverse crap is not going to be over till after Secret Wars. That's the end of the multiverse saga. So, you've probably got about 3 years or so left of multiverse saga there, David. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I want more grounded shit. Don't get me wrong. I'm totally here for more grounded shit. But it's just fact that the multiverse saga doesn't end till Secret Wars. And at this point, the earliest we're getting Secret Wars is 2027, and it wouldn't surprise me if that got bumped again. So, C-Dub says, just watching Avalanche v. Stars. Looks like Tatum is about to close out the Cavs. Well, you know, the Cavs can't win without LeBron. So, Brooks says, I think this Cap show could get huge numbers, especially with bringing back Chris Evans and talking about the Infinity Stones. And all they just need to make the story good, and viewer numbers will grow. Yes. Rob says, if they have a purpose for the Cap Disney Plus show, then it'll be good and fun. It could be the nexus of all Phase 4, 5, 6, or it could just be a fun show. They need to commit one way or the other. Yes. And at this point, like I said, I agree with Josh. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more of a Nexus show that the ramifications of which will set up a whole bunch of shit. Up to and including that version of Steve Rogers could literally just pop out of his adventures on Battleworld, complete with Infinity Stones and Mjolnir with him, just in time to have all that juice to take on God Emperor Doom. So that could be another thing that is fun. That could happen. C-Dub says, has ScarJo ever produced anything? You know what? I'm not 100% sure. That could be another thing that is fun. That could happen. C-Dub says, has ScarJo ever produced anything? I don't care about movies. Just yes or no. That's all I want to know. Have you been a producer? Yes, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Yes, a lawsuit. Music career. Oh, ScarJo can sing. How nice. Personal life, philanthropy, political views. Well, that doesn't tell me shit. It doesn't tell me shit. Blah, 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 blah. Should I just IMDb her? Hmm. Oh. According to The Sun, Dave, you should be familiar with this. ScarJo is launching a bid to produce and star in a new Jurassic World film. So she wants to produce. I don't know if she's actually produced anything. Well, that means she wants to. But has she? That doesn't help me either. Why can't, instead of just giving me all these articles, just fucking say yes or no, bro? That's what I gotta do. Alright. IMDb. Oops. There we go. Well, her IMDb says actress, producer, director. Her middle name's Ingrid. Oh well. Minor role, blah blah blah. Yeah. Well, according to IMDb, she's produced something. I just don't know what. Or they could be listing her as a producer because she's going to be producing in the future. So I don't know if she's actually ever produced anything prior to the stuff she wants to produce. Again, i.e. the Disney Plus show. That could be this Cap show. Or the Jurassic World that she also wants to star in. So, my apologies, I couldn't find anything solid. I put a question in search, and all I'm really looking for is a fucking yes or no. And what do I get? Articles and videos. Yeah, well, life goes on. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if she has. But she's been in the business for a long, long time. I'm sure she's made plenty of helpful connections along the way, and I'm sure she will get help from Marvel Studios themselves. So, just in whatever her show is, whether it's this Cap show or not, I have reasonable confidence she's going to do that she would do a good job. Black Widow and the Whale. Like, have you heard that Brendan Fraser's been cast in the MCU? Oh wait, did I see a little blurb about those two being going to be acting together in something pretty soon? Was he wanting to, was Brendan Fraser wanting to be in Jurassic World? Was that it? Was that it? That'd be cool. I'd like to see those two work together. One of these days, I just got to rewatch The Mummy for fun. Because that's just a fun summer blockbuster fun movie. Did I say it was? Have I mentioned it's fun? It's fun. Oh, she produced both of those. Okay. Ooh, I didn't know she produced The Whale. All right. So, okay. I think The Whale got, I don't know how well it performed in the box office, but I think it got pretty good critical reviews. I think. Oh, don't fucking start with me, you ass monkey. There. Let's see. I don't need that. I don't need that. Kill that. The Whale. Oh, no. It only had a 64% on the Rotten Tomatoes. Oh well. 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 60 out of 100 on Metacritic. All right. So that one didn't do that good. Anyone getting to see the Aurora Borealis in the sky right now? No, but I saw them last night or the night before. Last night, I think. Even down here in Michigan. It wasn't like the baddest. Well, I live in too urban of an area. I saw some people online around here, though, that live in the more rural areas. They were getting some damn good pictures. It was gorgeous. So I saw it. I'm not seeing it. It's cloudy and rainy here where I'm at tonight anyway, so I wouldn't be able to see it, even if I wanted to. But I saw what I could see last night or the night before. I can't remember which. Probably last night. All I really got was like some purple and a little bit of light blue and a little bit of light pink, and not really even delineated per se, just kind of a fade. It was beautiful, though. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. Just like I enjoyed the eclipse. I enjoy astronomical events. Actually, I'm not surprised that people in more southern latitudes are getting to see the Aurora Borealis this weekend, because there's supposed to be, the sun is supposed to be kicking off a gigantic geomagnetic storm this weekend. So, like, you know, if the Wi-Fi is being even more whack than normal, or the cell phones are being weird or what have you, it could very well be that. Or Magneto's existence has now been confirmed. Take your pick. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things they could do with the Captain America show, with him traveling time with Infinity Stones and Mjolnir. They could keep it just the story of how he got those back and then ended up with What's Her Fuzz back in the 30s and how we got Old Man Steve. It could be, and I agree with Josh, most likely will be expanded into some kind of multiversal show that will probably do a fair chunk of heavy lifting to set up stuff for Secret Wars and introduce that version of Cap to Secret Wars, which is a good thing, period. I was going to say in my opinion, but like Steve Rogers coming back, or Chris Evans coming back as Steve Rogers, could never be a bad thing. So, what do y'all think? Now remember, this is just a rumor, so this is all rumor, speculation, conceptual thinking. But assuming it's true, assuming this is real, assuming that's going to happen, and assuming our speculation is even remotely on the right track, what say you, chat? What do you think? Is that hype? Just the concept even, is that hype? I think it's hype. I so want that to be real. C-Dub says there's a new star about to go supernova sometime soon this year. It should be as bright as the moon for at least 10, I'm assuming, days or nights. That'll be sick. I will take a drive to go check that shit out in a very unlit area. Brooke says the concept alone makes it worth being excited for. Hell yeah. But yeah, Dub, that would be, I would love to see that. Can you imagine stepping outside at night on a full moon and it's like double bright because the supernova is adding to it too? Holy shit. That would be so fucking dope. So dope. Okay. All right, that's all the notes I got for tonight. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Questions, concerns, thoughts, comments, theories, speculation? Anything like that? Because I have concluded my thoughts. Well, my planned thoughts. If you wish me to start divulging random thoughts, then start putting some shit in the chat. Because otherwise, I'm going to get on out of here, go smoke some weed, and I don't know, I'll figure out how I'm going to entertain, or what I'm going to do while I'm smoking, but something. Can't wait for the finale of X-Men 97. Hype for it. Oh, next Wednesday is going to be crazy. I'm probably going to be like, yeah, it's going to be nuts. Yeah, I'm definitely hyped for the finale of X-Men 97. Definitely hyped for that. But it is a little bittersweet because it's also the finale of X-Men 97. And we won't get any more till whenever the fuck they get season 2 out. So yeah, I'm so stoked to watch it. But I'm also like, damn it, it's the last one. Griff says, we're getting Onslaught. Probably. Like all the knowledgeable people that I follow on the TwitX and or the YouTubes, they all seem to think we're heading towards Onslaught. Ready 43 pages of research, maybe? Yeah. Maybe you meant read, but yeah. Yes, definitely. Definitely. I'm late, but I'll be catching the replay. That's cool, man. You gotta handle your life, Biz, bro. I ain't mad at you at all. By the way, good to see you, my guy. How you doing? Did you have a rough day? Brooke says, I hope we do get Onslaught. That would be terrifying. Yeah, Onslaught's insane. Plus, the show ending on a huge cliffhanger will be cool. Oh, yeah. It would not surprise me. Either way, honestly. They could not end it on a cliffhanger. They could end it with things seemingly, basically resolved, but you kind of know some shit's going to go down in the not too distant future, but that won't necessarily have to be a cliffhanger per se. Or they could just, but yeah, I feel like it's probably going to be some kind of cliffhanger, and we're all just going to be tearing my fuzz out, waiting for season 2. Thoughts on Shogun season 2? I'll do the best I can because I have not yet watched that show either. I heard the show is magnificent. I heard it's based off a book, and I heard season 1 basically covered the book, like it ended how the book ended. So, I feel like if they are going to do Shogun season 2 without the benefit of a book to adapt, they are going to have to adapt actual historical events like the book did But then they're going to have to come up with their own, like, they're going to have to come up with their, you know, the in-between details themselves. And so we'll see. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I mean, if I was if I'd watched the show and was a fan of the show and or the book, I would be quite nervous. Because Hollywood does not have a good history of extending, like when they adapt something from a book or whatever, of extending things beyond where the actual material it's based off of ends. See Game of Thrones. So I think there could be cause for worry, but it could also very easily be dope as shit, like the first season seems to have been. So, I would say cautious optimism is warranted. Oh, you went to high school reunion. All right. Yeah, I've never been to any of those because I would be too tempted to walk in fully armed. High school sucked for me. So, Griff says the author did write other books about Japan. Cool. I think they will source material from those. All right. Well, dope. That would be a good idea. That would be a very good idea if they're actually going to be doing this, which it seems like they are, because was the lead actors already signed for a deal? Or producer, director? I don't know. I don't remember. Like I said, I didn't watch the fucking show. But, I would say Shogun Season 2 is nowhere near as risky an idea as the Hunt for Gollum movie is going to be. Because let's face it, the last taste of Tolkien we got was Rings of Power on Prime, and I still haven't watched that. So I haven't formed my own opinion on it. I just know the opinion out there is very mixed, with more negative than positive. So, I mean, if that's the last taste people have in their mouth of Tolkien, then they got a lot of work to do to make people want to go see that fucking movie. Even with Circus being in it, even with Peter Jackson producing, even with some of Peter's writers that he had on the Lord of the Rings trilogy coming back for this. Those are all good things. But I don't know if they are good enough things to overcome the current state of the franchise thanks to Amazon. Griff says 'twas okay. All right. See, I'm not like I appreciate Tolkien, but I'm not a sweaty. I probably mentioned that when we first were talking about the movie. But, yeah, I'm not a Tolkien sweaty, so I don't know. I have no real perspective on how fucked up the Rings of Power actually was. I heard Tolkien, I saw Tolkien sweaties complaining about it. I also saw just a lot of complaints about the way it was made and the acting and the production value and all that shit. So, despite its massive budget. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea if I'll ever watch that show. I guess they're doing a second season because this first season was such a smash hit. Blah. Yeah. But yeah, I think Shogun Season 2 has more potential to be successful than, say, The Hunt for Gollum, purely because it has a lot less baggage. All that baggage does make a difference. Just ask the Marvels. Because really, that movie was not ass. I mean, it was not great. But it was not ass. It was not Love and Thunder. It was not Quantumania. Probably, at least for me, somewhere. Actually, no. For me, it was even more fun than Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah, like it was not a trash movie. It wasn't shit. It wasn't great. It was fun enough, though. It's a fun little movie. But it definitely wasn't. It was not lose $240 million bad. That was Marvel baggage. I mean, on its own merits, it should have at least broke even. Maybe made a little bit, couple hundred thousand, maybe a couple milli. I doubt it would even gotten to like tens of millis in profit. But if Marvel hadn't been fucking up so much, that one probably at least could have broke even, maybe made a little money. Now, that $240 million loss, that was a fan statement. And evidence is out there, in the form of direct quotes even, that at least Marvel Studios is finally getting it. They're finally figuring out that the original plan to string us along with mid shit just because it's Marvel shit and we'll love it until they drop all the fun shit on the Secret Wars, not working. Not working. So now we're getting fun shit like the X-Men movie, which possibly could be an Avengers versus X-Men movie. Daredevil Born Again got completely redid. Lot of reshoots on Cap 4 to fix that story. Now, Josh intimated that a lot of those reshoots could have to do with this Cap movie being real. I don't know about all that. I think he's stretching on that one, honestly. Just like I think he's 100% completely dead-ass wrong about wanting The Rock to play Apocalypse in the MCU. That's just fucking insane to me. Yeah, Rockopolypse. No, I don't want Rockopolypse. I want Apocalypse, not Rockpocalypse. Fuck Rockpocalypse. Or a Rockalypse. No. As Palpatine would say. Yeah. All right. Anything else, anybody? Because if not, I'm going to get on out of here. We about ready? All right. Time to go. I hope y'all had the fun. Hope y'all enjoyed the conversation. I did. I enjoyed being here with you guys. I enjoy talking with you guys. I enjoy getting nerdy with you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are what makes these streams awesome. So, thank you very much for being here. If you're watching the replay, thank you for making it through the whole thing and giving me almost 2.5 hours of your time. Please like the stream, whether you're here live or not. Please subscribe if you have not yet. And if you do subscribe, please also hit the notification bell, because that will tell you when I be dropping stuff. So, we're a fun little channel here, as you can see. So, come on in. Join us. Really trying to get to 500 subs, yo. Let's do it. And then those of you who are already loyal channel subscribers, let's spread the chill love. Clip some stuff, share some stuff. Let's all grow this channel together. But much love to you all. Much gratitude to you all. And if nothing else, we'll see you next Wednesday after that X-Men 97 finale. Oh, there's no way we're not gonna have a shit ton to talk about then. No way. But until then, remember, folks, keep this in your brains. Write it down if you have to. But remember, there's always a good time to be had when you are chilling right here in the basement. Okay? See y'all later. Bye-bye. Maybe. There we go. Another happy landing. Yeah, we all want to know about the reunion, Jay. You'll be on tomorrow? You're streaming on Mother's Day? Evening, maybe, probably? Hashtag ketchup on toast, yes. If you think about that, Griff, that hashtag can be used in many different situations to express many different things. Yeah. Awesome stream tonight, guys, I feel like it was. And again, the quality of the stream is very dependent on you guys. So thank you very much for being here and for being such an awesome group. I really, truly appreciate all of you. So, have a good Mother's Day tomorrow, everybody, or later today, depending on your time zone. And, we'll see what happens the next 3 or 4 days, and we'll be back Wednesday to talk about all of it, most especially the X-Men 97 finale. Make sure you watch that, guys, because I'm going to spoil the ever-loving fuck out of that because I'm probably just going to be hyped out of my damn mind. So... And if you do not manage to watch it before Wednesday's stream, then just watch X-Men and then watch the replay of the stream. Yeah, because Daddy needs watch hours too. Subs and watch hours is what I need. All right, enough begging. Much love, everybody. We shall see you on the flip side. Much love, everybody. We shall see you